It's Saturday evening, it's 7:30, it's Anfield FM, and it's live from the Solly. We're in the Salisbury pub in the shadows of the Cop, and all the lads are returning from the game, well-travelled lads. They've all settled down, they've had a pint, and now we're going live. So Liverpool there, 3-1, top of the league. Francis, you watched the game alongside me?
Yeah, quite happy with the result. Obviously, you know, as the game progressed, I think we've all come to the conclusion that there isn't something seems to be totally wrong with the second half performance with Liverpool. I thought it was a great first half. Happy with the goal scorers, but I can't seem to get myself away from this second half performance all the time. You know, we've just been speaking quickly and briefly amongst ourselves, and again, as far as I'm concerned, and what we've discussed is we've been defeated again in the second half, and you know that's always, I think that is alarming, and I think something that it needs addressing. You know, each week and every game, especially the league games, you know, we just seem to be struggling. We've come up with a logo ourselves, a bit of a comedy thing like SAS, but people will be going on about the Suarez and Sturridge thing, but as Scousers would say, we would call it the second half syndrome. You know, I don't know what it is. Whatever happens, and once they go in that dressing room for after the first half, I think the coaching staff for the dietitians are giving them liquid lead, because it's they just come out and they just don't seem to perform. I don't know what it is. I don't know what instructions it is, but I think it needs addressing, and I think the fans are well aware of what's going on here.
Well, yeah, that's a barrier we've got to overcome. Sorry, go on, Keith, you carry on.
I just thought, like, as much as I totally agree with Frank saying about the second half, I thought it kicked in prior to that. I thought once we went 3-0 up, certain players were showboating a little bit. And it's down to the manager then to make sure that doesn't happen. Now, whether he dragged someone off before half time, probably a bit harsh, given our first half performance, but certainly at our time, he had Luis Alberto warming up for the whole break of the second half, and we all thought someone's going to go off and he's going to come on, because obviously you could tell after we scored that third goal, we were totally dominant, totally on top, and he was starting to mess around with the ball. And I thought myself personally then, right, someone's going to go off here, because he's dragged him out onto the pitch, get him warming up, but it took him 15-20 minutes to bring him onto the pitch. So I think the manager's got to have a hard look at himself, that hopefully he's not getting started up by certain players who we should be taking off to replace, because it's all for the good of the team. And I thought in the first half, our second half syndrome was kicking in then, rather than the second half. Sorry.
Yeah, following on from Keith and Frank, 3-0 up, and then Moses missing that sitter in the bar. I think it'll come in quick hands in this. So, yeah. But I think, yeah, he took the foot. It was like Everton against Newcastle the other night. You know, 3-0 up at half time. I think they're always going to take the foot off the gas, aren't they? But it's just follows on every week, every game now. Second half syndrome. But just garbage second half, aren't we? Martin?
Yeah, I think today the second half syndrome was slightly different than previous weeks. In previous weeks we've been protecting a slender lead, and we've come out second half and seemed a little bit fearful and a bit nervous of protecting that lead. You know, one goal would change it all. But today, totally dominant in the first half, come out second half with a comfortable cushion, and I think we've just been very lackadaisical today and thought the game was over. You know, we've seen numerous games in years gone by where 3-0 sometimes just isn't enough. And so it was slightly different second half syndrome today. It wasn't quite a nervousness, more a relaxed sort of confidence.
Okay, so there it is. It's second half syndrome. It's a barrier we've got to get over. We had a barrier the other week, if you've been listening every week. We had a barrier the other week where we can't stick a second ball in the net. Where it seems like we've got past that barrier now, haven't we, Frank? We're sticking 3 in every week. Well, you know, and we're top of the league. We're top of the league, doesn't it? Isn't that a great thing aren't they great words to say? We're standing top of the league.
Oh, it's fantastic for the words to say, and even to look at. You know, we'll all be watching Match of the Day tonight and picking up the Sunday papers tomorrow and seeing that we are top of the league. But, you know, at the end of the day, we've got a fantastic strike force, and we should be scoring more than one goal every week. You know, hopefully today, you know, we'll move on from that now and we'll score a lot more goals. I understand, you know, the opposition wasn't that good today, and I don't. And that's no disrespect to Crystal Palace because, you know, I've got as much. I admire Ian Holloway as a manager. I think he's a straight-talking guy. You know, apparently he was on one of the programmes today, and he was saying, you know, going to Liverpool and listening to the cops singing "You'll Never Walk Alone," he would love that. He wouldn't mind if his team got beat 10-0. Well, they didn't get beat 10-0, and we could have won the game 10-0 because Liverpool were that dominant in the first half, as far as I'm concerned. But 3-1 was a good result, but it should have been more. And just like to give respect to Ian Holloway as a Liverpool football fan.
Great. Anyone?
No, I just thought that again today. You're picking holes in things where we are top of the league and we can't be too critical about our team because, you know, people, you can throw any phrase you want at work in progress, whatever you want to call us. We are a team where we are still working hard to get to where we want to be, and that's going to take time, that, and we understand that. But the thing is today, I just thought that, as you said before, where we don't kill teams off, we killed them off in the first half, but good teams go into the second half and totally kill them off altogether. And we never done that today for whatever reason. I don't know what that was, whether it's come from the management or the players themselves. But I'm not having too much of a go because we are top of the league tonight. Hopefully by the end of tomorrow night we'll still be top of the league. But there's still a few things that everyone's got to work on, and I'm quite sure the management's are aware of that. But Liverpool, I've not got to get carried away with the fact that we are top. But Liverpool, there's no reason why we shouldn't be top because we've got good players. And if them players realise how good they are and how good they can become, I don't think we'll be that far away at the end of the season. Because the league, I think I said this the other week, the league's not that good in my opinion. And I think it's been proven out by certain results. I think if Liverpool are more consistent in killing teams off when they should do, I don't think we'll be that far away.
I said that yesterday, Keith, Bayern Munich against City the other night, I think they just tore them apart and it proves how shit the Premiership is, to be honest. Not shit, I mean, Bayern Munich just brilliant, and it just shows the class apart from, like, you know, everyone else. I think the Premiership's wide open this year, so we can stick around that top four, and, you know, I think we could get in there this year if we can get a couple of good buys in January. And the likes of Sacco and that, Sacco looks good.
Looks good. He terrifies me just looking at him.
Yeah, and he reads the game. He reads the game well. I think he might slip up. He might give the odd penalty away somewhere along the line, but he reads the game well. Henderson played well in the middle, which is his position. Yeah, he had a great game today. He didn't play well against Sunderland, but he played well today, really well. And sorry. So I just like to keep it positive, top of the league, and, like, you know, I do, you know. Last season, where were we? 5 points or 6 points or something like that. Third from bottom. So let's be, you know, keep it upbeat.
I think, as Keith said, talking about a work in progress, I think, you know, we were all half dreading the first 6 games of this season because our main man was, you know, he was out. He was out. We turned up at 6 games into the season, and we're right up there amongst it. It feels like now, in terms of work in progress, we're sort of re-evaluating the team again. He's come back into the fray again, and he's no doubt about it. He's the main man for us, Suarez, and we're starting again. We're just finding our feet again. The first 6 games, we fell into a nice little pattern of a team that we had. You know, Coutinho playing off Sturridge, and, you know, the other guys. You know, we had Lucas and Gerrard. We're getting a bit of an understanding together in there. Now the team we've sort of drew a line under that, and we've started again with the Suarez coming back into the fray, and I think we're only going to get better the next few weeks. We've seen there was a few instances there today. The understanding of them two, just, you know, running off each other off the ball, movements off the ball.
That was there last year before he got banned, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was there.
Well, hang on. We'll just rewind a little bit there because we've been here every week. I think you've been on. I think we've done 5 shows here now on the Solly. Whatever we've played at home, I think you've been here all the time, Keith. So you'd know that we've all debated and argued about, where's Suarez going to fit in when he comes back? Who's going to make way for him? I mean, people saying he's going to put Sturridge on the bench. You can't put him on the bench. They've come back, and to me, it's just beautiful to watch, you know?
Yeah, but as I said before, I think before Suarez got unfortunately banned towards the back end of last season, the pair of them were linking up well. Obviously, Coutinho was still finding his feet within the team, but you could tell there were glimpses of him obviously finding his feet, and then obviously once Suarez got banned, Coutinho stepped in his shoes basically, and then with Sturridge got a great relationship going where he played. But I think that Suarez and Sturridge plus Coutinho is a very, very potent force, and I think obviously that's down to the manager now to make sure that them three as a unit can work. But to say that Suarez and Sturridge can't play together, obviously it's been proven wrong. I'm not saying, I don't know who basically said that, but today I thought they were both unselfish in some respects what they'd done. That one done certain things and then one did the other thing. And you seen last week where Sturridge set 2 goals up for them. Suarez. Today he got an opportunity on his own and he had no one else to go to. But next thing he done, bang, goal. And that to me proved how good a player Sturridge is. That he's a team player, but when he needs to be, he's greedy because he had no one else around him, and he made something out of nothing, which is great.
How much is he worth, Keith?
I wouldn't know, to be honest.
Oh, we bought him for 13.
That's 13. I would suggest you're going to put at least 50 on that, aren't you?
On current form, them two would walk into the front line of any team in the world at the moment.
Sully just spoke about Bayern Munich there, and I would suggest that I know they play a different system, they got fantastic players, but I think either of them players wouldn't look out of place in their team in some respects. You play some football. So.
Frank?
I'd just like to say, make no bones about this, we all know, every Liverpool fan knows, every football fan will realise and knows as well, Suarez would walk into any team, we all know that, and we were trying to, as I say, we were having debates as who's going to be dropped and who's not going to get their game. But the game against Southampton left the door wide open for Suarez just to walk right into that team because, that's where the second half syndrome, it was getting more noted as the games were going on. It was getting more noted, and that's what we've come up with now, the second half syndrome. Suarez has come into this team now, and he's proved to us all that we have missed him. We've missed him that bad. Not to have him in your team, it'd be a sin. You could not put him on the bench just for spite because he's wasted there. Suarez is a player, and I believe Liverpool will go from strength to strength. But the main thing is as well, which I'd like to touch on, is that we are top of the league. We're winning, and we're not that. Me personally, we're not that good. So once we gel, we're going to be frightening. So that's the thing for me. So all positive, few negative things, but the main thing is let's be positive. We aren't that good at the moment, but we're winning. So watch out when we start winning.
Christopher?
And as David Moyes said the other day in the paper about having 4 world-class players in your team, I think when Stevie gets back into form, Stevie Gerrard, he's not hitting the heights just yet. So, but he will. We've got Stevie, Coutinho, Suarez, and I'd say Sturridge comes into that now. We've got 4. Top players, and I like the way Suarez come on the pitch with his 2 kids, his little baby and all, and it was all right.
Well, I didn't see that as well. I watched it on the telly because I'm a part-timer. But Suarez, you're looking at him, he's setting the Premiership on fire, and the rumours, obviously, they're going to trigger the rumours, whether they're true or not. We need to keep him in January.
Well, as Frank said, I think obviously we understand that he's a world-class player, and obviously we've got to keep him in our team, and the more we win games, the more he'll stay. Simple as that, you know what I mean? That's simple as that. So that's down to the manager. The manager's got, every manager will tell you he likes to have tough decisions to make when you got a full squad to pick from. So Brendan Rodgers now has got to make a decision. Hopefully when Coutinho comes back, his best team. And I just thought today, my own personal opinion is that I thought we should have changed the team earlier because certain players were thinking it was too easy than what it was. And that's where we sort of coming stuck in the second half. But that's nitpicking that. I just think that we have got a decent squad of players to compete in that Premiership because I don't think the Premiership is as good as everyone makes it out to be. And I think we will be there toward the end of the season. We will be in the thick of things. And I can't say any more than that.
I think when Coutinho does come back, I think he will fit the 3 of them in that team. The personnel should dictate the formation rather than the formation dictate who the personnel are. And I think he's made that decision with Glenn Johnson being out. Glenn Johnson's been out, and I think he's been a major attacking threat for us this year. Glenn Johnson, he has. Yeah. I was going to throw him in. I was going to throw him in the mix in terms of your world class players. To be honest, I was going to throw him in that mix there. But give him his due, Rodgers. Give him his due, Rodgers. He's changed the formation. We've got 3 at the back now. We've got Raheem Sterling, who's meant to be an attacking player, who's played as that right wing back. So the personnel are dictating the formation, which is what it should do. So when Coutinho comes back in, you're going to maybe Moses.
The formation will change again.
The formation will change again, yeah.
But it's good that we've got the options. you know.
Is there any progress on Coutinho? Does anyone know?
He's coming back early, apparently, yeah. He could.
They always do those, don't they?
They do those, don't they, though?
Yeah.
International break will help us out, I think.
Well, the international break, England playing, yeah. How many times has Sturridge come back from an international break with a problem?
Well, hopefully he won't go at all anyway, that's another story. But I just
Say
like
Sturridge.
Hopefully he's got one of them snide injuries again.
Yeah.
I
Sorry,
just like
Keith.
to say today, I thought the two best players in the second half, certainly for us, were probably players who probably get a lot more stick than most players. Was one was certainly Jordan Henderson. And I thought, myself personally, I thought Raheem Sterling had a great second half. Because we're playing, as we said, we're playing three at the back. He's a wing back, not a gamer. He's a young lad, he's very small. But I thought he got back and battled well. He put his body in where he needed to be. And I thought he attacked well. So, the young kid, as much as I thought, he shouldn't be starting, he's an impact player. I thought he done very well. In the second half, you cannot fault his attitude and the way he put himself about. And I thought, to me, in the second half, I thought he was man of the match in respect to the effort that he put in.
Totally agree. And I seen Torre having a little word with him, as if to say, just calm down, lad. Just play your game, take it easy, and
Sorry, I should have applied that, because in the first half, a lot of our play broken down because we kept the ball away, and possibly he's been getting taken in the second in the half time, saying, "Listen, just calm down, do your job, and go out and win." And in fairness, he's obviously listened, and he's come out, and I thought he had a great second half himself personally.
I think the personnel that we had out there today, with the likes of Moses, the likes of Sterling and people, I don't think we kept the ball as well as we have done in recent weeks, and as we can do. And play broke up a bit, but with those type of flair plays, that's where you're going to get. You're going to create more chances, but you're going to have a little bit more less possession. I think with Lucas not playing as well, he slows down the tempo of the game sometimes. Lucas, correct. So I think them type of flair players, if you like, you're always going to have to suffer that.
I'd like to say that it was nice to see that we went out there with an attacking attitude today as well, which was, I think, every fan was happy to see that, especially with the performance. And I'm sorry to keep going back with the Southampton performance, but I hope that we never go back to that sort of formation again. So he's definitely learned a lesson from it. You're at home, you've got to have an attacking formation, and the players that were on the pitch today, they were all attacking players, and it was great for us to see. Pity we didn't score more goals, but at the end of the day, winning any game of 3-1 is a result.
You haven't had a chance to see the goal, the penalty, have you? The penalty decision. It wasn't a penalty. Well, it went down, and I'm just going to arc back to last week with Sturridge and his the goal off his arm. We're getting the run of the green sort of thing here. Sturridge last week, Sterling this week with the penalty. Definitely went a penalty. Was it Frank? But again, can you imagine if it was Suarez? The decision was with Suarez.
Well, cool.
The Commons would be getting recalled tonight.
Well, of course, and I thought Suarez today got caught a couple of times, and he sort of like stayed on his feet. So it was like, yeah, exactly. That's an exactly. Not so much apologetic, but he sort of like stayed on his feet to sort of like make a point of it. And Sturridge done it the week against Southampton when we should have had a penalty when we got beat. That was one. There was 0-0 when he should have gone down. Sorry, not gone down, but he could have gone down. Sorry, scratch that one.
Should have cut him with it.
No, yeah. But in the end, you're right, because Suarez, no matter what he does now, Suarez is perceived to be a marked man. He's the bad guy of the fucking league, and that's the way it is. So no matter what he does, yeah, he probably does. As Frank says, he probably tries in it. And I thought today he'd done his best to stay on his feet. And no matter what anyone says, he's a class player, and no matter what, that'll come out on the top in the end. And he can do whatever he wants, in my opinion, to a degree. Yeah. I don't blame him for certain things he's done during the summer, because I don't blame him. He's a class player, but he's knuckled down. You can see he's knuckled down. He's got the right attitude, and that's all we ask as a Liverpool fan. He's got the right attitude, simple as that.
He's not like Torres, where Torres passes his dummy out, you know what I mean? He'll come out on that pitch and play for you, and he'll always come out and give us all. So
he makes actual transfer, but he'll do
you see what it is with Suarez. What it is with Suarez, right? What he's dragged us through during the summer, right? Me personally, with the media nowadays, you got to knock 25% of your view off that of what you believe in, right? Now he comes out on the pitch today. This is a fella who wants away from Liverpool. Does he look like he wants away from Liverpool?
Kids on the pitch, isn't he, baby?
I'd say to an extent there, what you're saying there, Jockey. All Liverpool fans, I'd like to believe that, are intelligent football fans. But the book stops with the fans are forgiven, but they haven't forgot.
Yeah.
and this will all determine at the end of this season.
They'd forget if he lifted up the Premiership trophy at the end of the season. Frank, he would. Fans are fickle all around.
No, I understand that, but I don't want to go too far ahead at the end of the season. People are saying about January window. Liverpool keep plugging away and they keep getting results, even if they're there and thereabouts. They're in and out of the top 4, and come January, he will stay. He will definitely stay, because he will stay to the end of the season. And then, if he does go, we'll all wish him all the best. Because the way he's come out of the blocks over these last 2 league games, you'd think that he'd been in the team from day one, from the first kick-off of the season.
Well, that's a job for the directors. Well, we're going to come to King Kenny in a minute.
One thing before you go on to Kenny is that I'd like to pick up what Frank said, and he's 100% right about the fans forgiving Suarez because of what he is. But what annoyed me today, I don't know whether I picked it up on people not going to the game, is that towards the end of the game, where I thought Sterling had a good game, he's working his bollocks off down that right-hand side. Gerrard get the ball away in injury time, and no one's done that. He passed the button and Sterling done the same, and you could hear the groan was fucking on my. And I think that's terrible. The fact is that we got to get behind these young players and players who get into the team, because the same scenario, and whether people like Lucas or not is a different matter altogether. But Lucas had all that when he first comes into the lad, in fairness to him, knuckled down and done well. And what we don't want to be doing is making players like Sterling frightened to do what he's got to do. And I thought that was disgusting. That's the way, and that's unfortunately is our fan base at this moment in time.
Keep what you're saying there. It's all about confidence, and confidence is everything. That highlights everything. You start booing them, and then the next minute they give a bad ball, the head drops. I think we can put the Aspas in that same category. That guy needs a goal as quick as possible, and he will be 10 foot tall. He can't wait. Most probably can't wait to get out on the pitch. So what Keith said there. Let's get behind the players. It doesn't matter what opinions are. That's all our own opinions. But at the end of the day, get behind them.
There's numerous
and let them build.
Numerous players down the years that have fell by the wayside because of that. Joe Cole could not get his head up for 9 months, 12 months. Jordan Henderson, the lads, is the mentality on that lad in terms of the stick he's been getting. He's been in and out of the team today. As you say, second half. For endeavour and for effort, chasing balls down. You went in 3-0 and he's chasing balls down.
They would appreciate what he'd done by his closing down. And we all know it's what I call it, the ugly side of the game. I know that's a very easy cliche to say, but someone's got to fucking do it. And he took it upon himself to do that today. He blocked balls going on for throwing, stopped us getting attacking, and this, that, and the other. So that's his game. It's no good sticking him out on the right hand side of the wing like he did last week at Sunderland, expecting to fucking do something. It's not his game.
He's not going to skin fullbacks, is he? No. But I think, as you say, Sterling had a few boos first half and second half. He worked as which we know he's got all the talent in the world, but to show that character today was something that'll bear well in the future. I think.
Getting back to confidence and confidence building. Sturridge, I speak to Chelsea fans. They told us when we bought him, you late him within 3 months. He's shit, he's greedy, he's a one-footed player. But he wasn't a star in their team. He's come to Liverpool and he's a star in our team, you know what I mean? And that's the confidence.
Yep, the way I think the analogy of that is, he's a big fish in a little pond, whereas up down in London, down south, he was a little fish in a big pond. So that's what he's come to Liverpool.
Exactly. That's confidence.
Can anyone... Something that I've seen a couple of times today, just little glimpses, but I'm not sure whether Sturridge and Suarez, there's going to be some little difficulties there with who's going to be the main man. I've seen just a couple of little instances where Suarez showed a bit of petulance when the ball didn't come from Sturridge, or Sturridge went on his... I might be reading into things a bit too much, and I might be spotting things a little bit that aren't, but I think there might be a little bit of some... Do you?
If you watch on the replays tonight on Match of the Day, you'll see the way they've been trying to feed each other. Just like the 2 goals last week where Sturridge sets up. If they're in competition, that's great.
A ball getting played into and he's stepping over and spinning off. There was some interplay that was gorgeous today between them two. But there was just a couple of things I seen where they're both fantastic players, and I think they both want to be.
Two hungry strikers.
Yeah.
And they want,
Well, hopefully in a few weeks, going to have a fella in there to feed them, aren't they? Coutinho.
Correct. We've just talked about Suarez, and we'll forgive and forget him. And I think his mentality and his ego is he's a winner. He loves that. Someone said about he thrives on that.
Christie describes him as a street footballer.
Correct. I think I said that before you, a few weeks before. Yeah.
Is that where you copied it off? Is that where you got it from? I thought you'd been reading 442. You got it.
Check after the Stoke game. I think that was my copyright, that one. But I think someone picked up on
you little sly bastards.
Suarez. I just think that you realise at a club like Liverpool, even though, in my opinion, our fan base isn't what it used to be, it's still very passionate tonight. It is what it is. Like, when it gets behind someone, it's great. If you go somewhere like Arsenal or even Real Madrid, where they can turn on you very quickly, Arsenal, like, as used to be called fucking library, didn't they? When it was a library years ago, but it's fucking dead. So I think Suarez has realised he's at a club where he's appreciated by the fans. No matter what he's done, his misdemeanors he's done, they all love him because he's got a passion for the football. Whereas going to Madrid and going to Arsenal, they've got a passion to a degree. They haven't got our passion. So we will forgive whatever he's done as long as he steps over that fucking onto that pitch and does his best.
You'll never get on the Anfield rap with your language, Martin.
I think we need to. The lads from Uruguay, when he was a kid growing up, Liverpool will never have appeared in his imagination. He hasn't got the affinity for the club growing up as what we have. So I think people sometimes might expect a bit too much loyalty from people. If Uruguay was the biggest football league in the world and you played for Nacional, and Universidad were seven places ahead in the league, and they wanted you to come and play for them, you weren't playing in the Copa, all the top competitions. Would you want to stay at Nacional? Would you? You've got no affinity for them. Yeah, exactly. I think we sometimes expect a bit too much from. I think we expect a bit too much from these people sometimes. He's never stood on the cop. He's never been a fan like we have.
He's never wore the armband like Suarez.
I totally agree with what you're saying there, Mark. But what I think we all should realise that he also insulted our intelligence. And I don't want to go into this because, we were saying that, the media were hounding him out, and then other likes of Arsenal come in and that sort of stuff. And I think that's where the Liverpool fans really got up the nose up, and it got the backs up. So let's not go on too much about Suarez now. At the moment, he's in the team, he's doing the business. Also, what Martin said there about he's looking into a bit too much about Sturridge and that. I don't think Suarez gives a damn. He's that type of player. He doesn't give a damn who's the main man, because he's the type of player. He can play.
He's in a bubble.
He can play. If Sturridge wasn't in the game, we proved it last year. He plays up front on his own. He can play in any way, in any formation. If anyone's going to get a bit of a gob on Matt, I think it'd be Sturridge.
But I'm not sure Luis Suarez will be happy at the end of the season if he's not leading goal scorer for Liverpool. I don't think that will sit comfortably with him.
Well, what a great competition that is between the two.
I'm happy with that.
That's fantastic to see, Martin.
Yeah, but
to throw a little spanner in the works, what happens if Madrid comes in with a 70-80 million form in January? He's gone because he's eligible for Champions League, isn't he? So.
But let's get the most. Okay, that's fine. But let's get the most of him while we can, and let's enjoy it, because I'm telling you, you're never going to see a player as good as Suarez, no matter all the things he's done.
Yeah. For me, undoubtedly. Have you ever seen his head drop? Anyone here ever seen his head drop?
In my opinion, he's been one of the best players I've seen play for Liverpool.
I think so.
In the time of watched Liverpool. I'm not saying he's the best, but he's one of the best players. I would put him, in my opinion, in the top 5 players I've seen play for Liverpool.
His attitude, his heart.
I'm a bastard, so seen quite a few.
His attitude, his heart, coming back from what's gone over the summer. For me, the best player in a red shirt for me.
Well, picking up on that, listen, all them younger players that are playing in the team now, if they cannot learn from Suarez, there's something wrong just with his hunger and his attitude. They've got to make sure that they learn from him, so when he does go, he leaves his own legacy. And then we all realise that these players are playing for good. He's battles for every ball. His body's in the way, his arms in the way. He's got balls that are never is, and he gets them. That's all we want from footballers, Liverpool players, is to win ball, battle for it, and don't just stand there with your hands on the hip because it's not good enough.
Might see you later in the wedding. Okay. So that's today's game, and I think Martin, for me, I'm in his camp. He's hit the nail on the head. He's got no affinity to Liverpool. Money nowadays, it's all about money. Whoever they are, whether they're in the fourth division, they're all looking at the pounds. So just let's keep him here and enjoy it while we can. Another signing we've got this week, Kenneth Matheson Dalglish.
Great appointment, I think. Coming back into the fold, Kenny, he's always had that, that affinity with the fans. I think the Americans will sort of get knowledge and information from him about the mentality of the fans. Sometimes, that will definitely be a benefit to the club. I think in the last couple of years, our involvement with the media, in terms of our managing director, in terms of the board, at times haven't been as we'd like to. So I think he'll give good advice on that side of things. Great ambassador for the club. We're a worldwide brand now, and he's one of the most recognised people when it comes to Liverpool Football Club. So only positives I can see from it, really.
And during the same week, they brought back Steve McManaman, Robbie Fowler, and Rob Jones as well, sort of creating a boot room mentality.
Yeah, which is obviously it'd be foolish not to tap into that rich history that we've got as a football club, and I always thought that Liverpool years ago should have got tapped into it a lot earlier.
Well, they did, didn't he? We dropped it. The Manx copied us, done a success with it, and we dropped it.
Liverpool for years couldn't find a centre half, fucking for the life of the money. As far as I'm concerned, we had two of the best centre halves playing for us for years. In Lawrenson and Hansen, whereas. Why didn't the academy employ them people? As far as I'm concerned, you can teach someone to play centre half to a degree. And we never, anyway, that's by the by, we never done that. But going back on what you just said before, yeah, I totally agree. But I would suggest that Kenny Dalglish, in my opinion, has been a great appointment, but I wouldn't put him in front of the media.
Definitely.
Because I think the one thing that found him out, unfortunately for Kenny, which was sad to see, and I thought Liverpool hung him out to dial a few times in what he'd done, is that he's lost touch with the modern game. Not the modern game, but the modern media, sorry. They just stitched him up.
24-hour news.
Time after time, they just stitched him up. And no more so than obviously when we played United. And the fella had nowhere to go. He had no one next to him. The club don't employ someone to stop them things happening, which Man United do, and other top clubs do. They have always a press officer to stop that type of thing developing, where they can just nip it in the bud. But I think Kenny Dalglish as an appointment as an executive director is a great move, because the man loves the football club.
Yeah, he didn't have media coaching, did he? And I wasn't doing this then when Kenny was around, but to be quite honest, I wouldn't have wanted to interview him, because it was confrontational, weren't he? He was treating it was at a dark time in the club as well, and he was treating every question, which they were searching questions. He was being confrontational with them.
I thought that. Because of what Liverpool are, I don't people know this, but I agree with this. I think since we've started winning things whenever we were, we've always been, the press have always sort of leaned towards other clubs and not really give us the credit we should deserve. That's gone on for time and memorial, as far as I'm concerned. But so once Dalglish come back, he's coming into an alien environment he can't control. Whereas when he was younger and he could just take the piss out of everyone, that was easier then, but now it's completely changed. Dalglish now, unfortunately, which he should be, is not held in the highest esteem that he should be. And these reporters basically took the piss out of him, and he had nowhere else to go. The club weren't backing him up, and he didn't really know where to go with it. He's looking back to what he'd done in the 80s, and then things had changed, unfortunately. You can't keep doing what he's done. And what he'd done, I thought, was the right thing to do at the time. But the club never backed him at all. They just left him, the young out to die on a lot of occasions. And I just hope that they don't do it again. I just hope that, Kenny Dalglish should be flying around the world for us and enticing players to come and play for us, because of what he is and what he was. And the best players I've ever seen play for Liverpool Football Club.
Recent events in the last few months have shown that Liverpool FC and these Yanks are starting to do things right, with the Suarez situation, a couple of other things. I think they're starting to do things right, and long may it go on, Martin?
Yeah, I think if you look at all the top clubs around Europe now, your Bayern Munich, your Real Madrids, your Barcelonas. You've got Zidane sat there at Real Madrid. You've got Sammer and Rummenigge, he's sat there. Valdano, Zidane's at Real Madrid.
But where did they learn all this?
It's that was the Liverpool way, wasn't it? You keep it in house, and you keep that sort of mentality and that DNA of the club within the club. And Bobby Charlton's been sat there. Someone said they copied us. I think they did. So you know, these as we touched on earlier about Suarez not knowing that mentality, not having that affinity. That's what these people are for. These people are there to still keep breathing that life into the club, keep breathing that sort of DNA and that mentality into the club. And I think, you know, we should have more of them about United.
I think
sorry to interrupt it. That the thing is, Liverpool, I feel, in my opinion, is that I'm maybe Frank come back to because he's had a bit more access to the areas going to talk about that. I think Liverpool in the years gone by, and always sound stupid, have been not so much ashamed of what they've done, sort of like they want to sort of like put us to bed because Melbourne was never a place you could go to where you'd be reminded of past fucking glories and not. We shouldn't be ashamed of what we've done. And then when Benitez went there, he changed all that. And Liverpool Football Club, in my opinion, are the best football club in the world. We got a ground name which is. It was like 15 years ago. They were quite happy to put a fucking McDonald's sign outside on the cup. They won't fucking put nothing on there. They should put European Cups on there to show what we've done. And they shouldn't be ashamed of it. And I think Liverpool, as a club,
they've got all that sort of stuff.
Exactly. And we shouldn't be ashamed of our past.
Yeah.
But I think our football club and the people who run it took it upon themselves to not to be ashamed. That's probably wrong to say, but they don't tap into it.
Blowing their own trumpets.
So, to me, our ground should be adorned by the fact that we won 18
Keith,
blah, blah, and everything else.
Keith, 2005, we won the Champions League in Istanbul. Right, the next day, the club, the souvenir shop wasn't open.
They ran out of everything that they had to fucking sell. That's under party and all that. We'll have a show about that if you want. But the fact is, I just think that Liverpool as a club are being embarrassed to a point about what they've done in the past. That's terrible. As an institution, what they are. Yeah. They should be proud of what they've done. That Kop now, as you walk up to the Kop on the Lowbreck Road, that should have 5 European Cups on it. Yeah. And not be ashamed of it.
And remind everyone.
Exactly. Yeah, and this is the place you're coming into. Yeah. This is Anfield.
Fortress Anfield.
This is Anfield, as Bill Shankly said.
You're right what you're saying there, but I think, I'm not saying it's too late, but they are starting to do that now. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's only down to the people who are in power now, the Americans who are in here now. They've realised that the history of what the club, let's capitalise and let's make as much and do whatever we can in order for people to
make it work.
To make it work. But on the same point, I think it's a major marketing point as well for Liverpool Football Club.
Someone said last night on the show, these Yanks, they don't know football, but they know hardball.
Yeah. The Yanks, they're obviously over our football club, but they're just hedge funds. They're managers, aren't they? They know. They just want the bottom dollar. So they know that Liverpool now, they haven't took Liverpool over the love of the football club. They took it over because they can make money out of us. There's no thing about it. So, and as long as it all works out in everyone's favour, no problem with that. But the fact of the matter is, as long as you do it in the right manner, it's a different debate altogether again.
And I would say the right manner would be that, no football club makes money, Keith. They make, I'm on about for the owners.
Yeah.
The people, you got the likes of Abramovich, who's got that much money, it's coming out of his ears. He's put plenty of money into the club. Not many of them who own them make money as a profit. The money that the club makes should go back into the club. So when the people come in, like these Americans who come in here, I think they realise now that they may have come and thought they were going to make all kinds of money. And they've realised now that they're not going to make money.
Exactly.
The money
just like the previous Yanks bought us on the wave of Istanbul, didn't they?
Exactly.
They did, yeah.
And that's the problem, obviously the Premiership is awash with money, so people keep telling you. But obviously, they carry on playing players, £125,000 a week, that money goes like that. Yeah. So obviously they come in, not so much on a false dawn, but they just can't think, well, Liverpool, just say for instance, being given £45 million off Sky. Right, and Stoke have been given £50 million. So Liverpool then an advantage, aren't they? So they look at that money. I'm not saying that the figures, just saying an example, but Liverpool then an advantage, aren't they? So they're an attractable thing to buy. So they will always do that. I say FSG are 14 members of an hedge fund, basically from America. They own all kinds of different companies, but the bottom line to them is the fucking money. They've slashed our wage bill. Yeah. They've come in. They've slashed the wage bill behind the scenes in the offside of the bill. They've done it on the playing side of it. They're bringing players in on. We were younger players who were hungry, which is fine. No problem with that. It works out fine. But our running costs are just being absolutely slashed.
Which is good.
Yeah, which is good.
Great.
Are you happy with that?
Not necessarily. No, in the sunny space, because I just think that we're getting taken over by somebody else. I think they're just right for someone else to come and go. They're just going, right, we've done this with the club.
So what do you think they're creating a business package, Keith?
Yeah, basically, in my opinion, I just think that they're going So they bought Liverpool for like £425 million. Liverpool, as we all know, probably worth, say, £600-700 million. So as a 14 group members of a group, sorry, if they all make £10 million on their investments after 2 or 3 years, that's a very good return on their investment. Yeah. And I'm no businessman, I'm just a fucking plumber. But in the end, is that to
Who
me?
said you were a spark?
No, I'm a plumber. A bright spark. No, but anyway, to me, I just think Liverpool now are being set up to be sold at any given time, and when that happens, only time will tell.
I think it's a new, 15 years ago when we had all these foreign players coming in and everyone thought they were great, and then year goes by and you continually get let down by them and realise that they're not in it for the right reasons. Yeah, it's the next era of ownership. Owners have come that are preaching, they give the scarves, they give, and the next, they're no different. They're just going to come and let us down as years go by. John Henry is not come here because he loves Liverpool Football Club. He hasn't come here because he loves Liverpool. John Henry has come here. He's seen us as a commodity that's at a good price, that he can increase the price on it, and he can make it. So in the next 5 years, if he moves us on, I don't think anyone should be surprised. If you are surprised, you're very naive, I think.
Exactly. And in the meantime, they keep banging on about the ground and what have you. And the same old story keeps getting banged out by the people. Is that it's the council's fault and the people who live down there. It's disgusting because the people who live down there couldn't wait to fucking move out of Liverpool as long as they're given a fair price for what they live, you know what I mean? Sorry, from Anfield, sorry. But they want to make things happen. But the fact of the matter
is exactly the same. It's just adding more value to the brand. It's putting an extension on your house. You put a 20 grand extension on your house. Your house is worth 40 grand more. Yeah. That's all they're doing. It's just more. Just one thing. The worst thing about Liverpool at this moment, in my opinion, is that Ian Ayre said last week, or 2 weeks ago before Suarez come back and play for us, is that, and his words were, I think, is that obviously Luis Suarez has damaged the brand. Now, to me, Liverpool Football Club is not a brand; it's a football club. And to me, for him to say that is, and I think he's just towing the party line by saying what he's saying. I'll be generous in saying that to him. Right? I just think that is absolutely disgusting that we are labelled as a brand when we've been a football club for over 120 years, 125 years and more. We've had everything that's gone on with us, and we're called a brand as someone you can sell and fucking buy. It's disgusting.
Well, that's all well and good, isn't it, Keith? But we all know. Let's not be naive about this. That's the way. This is the way of the world now, and it's horrible to hear. And I agree what you're saying. Yeah, but it's not nice. But that is exactly not just Liverpool. You don't need to be told that in front of your face, Frank. You don't know what's going on, but to be told it, brutally told that in a throwaway comment, by the way, about a footballer who's let you down, which he has done. He knows that. But in a throwaway comment, to someone say that as a brand, you go, fuck. But let's not get away from it. That is what we are, because at the end of the day, and it's not nice to hear, but at the end of the day, we all know it's all about finance, all about money, the bottom dollar, and it's not nice for us fans to hear that. We don't want to hear that. It's a sport. As far as I'm concerned, I call it a sport. I don't call it a business. I don't call it.
You're right.
It's a life to us, though, isn't it?
Exactly. It's a sport that we've all been caught up by. You're all group by no more than yourself. Yeah. When we're kids, and it's something that you fucking you can't do without it to a point. Because otherwise we wouldn't be standing here. Otherwise you just get off, wouldn't you? Because we spend a lot of money doing it.
For us to buy that £30 million striker in the summer, or that £35 million midfielder, our players have got to go for 3 weeks to the other side of the world and flog themselves and turn up in these stadiums where 80,000 people turn up who've never seen the team play in their lives, and that's what we are now. That's what we
are major markers and tools.
Because if we don't, someone else will. If we can't get them kids in Vietnam and in Singapore to buy our shirts, they'll be buying Chelsea shirts and Man United shirts.
We have become, like most football clubs, like the Harlem Globetrotters of the fucking 70s. They've got fucking hand around. And on that, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Anyway, all this doom, the dark cloud starts coming down. Let's leave on a high. The Liverpool ladies won the Super League the other night, and let's hope in 6-7 months' time the Reds are lifting a bit of silverware in May, and it's the Premiership. Stevie Mack's back, Robbie Fowler's back, Rob Jones back, King Kenny's back, Liverpool are back where they should be, top of the league, and long may it fucking
continue.
And good night.
Brilliant.